Hi everyone. So my name's Dr. Jonathan Hopwood-Lewis and I work for Tracy Braden of West Yorkshire. You just saw her on a video this morning, and she was there talking about what her job was, I suppose, a bit. Really what her job is to try to make your lives better. That really genuinely is her job, by the way. It's meant to make you a lot happier. And part of doing that is to find good work for you and to find the right kind of jobs that are out there so that you've got something that you can do for the rest of your life that makes you happy. That is what she's there to do. And part of the reason why I'm here is because textiles in Kirklees is one of those areas. It is a thing which is a world leader in. We are best in the world at what we do in textiles. And so this is great for you as a place you could work in. And one of the reasons for that is because it has such variety. There are so many different kinds of jobs you could do. Go on the screen. But the important bit is you look through and you recognise they can be either very sciencey or they can be very creative and arty. And they're both within textiles. There aren't that many other industries that can do that. In fact, the kind of job if you were to join textiles probably would be both a bit sciencey and a bit arty at the same time, which is a really, really good mix. Trying to think of kind of jobs there'd be. So in terms of science, I'm trying to remember, I went to a lab and they were growing human ears on the backs of mice. Have you seen those? I went to the lab to do that. That's textiles. That genuinely is textiles because your ear, it's like one of the simplest parts of your body to actually make. It's just got some cartilage inside. So they built out of non-woven stuff, a bit like cotton wool. That's a non-woven. They built a structure that looked a bit like an ear, put it on the back of the mouse, and the skin of the mouse went around it, and they created a human ear. And that's all it was. And that was just an experiment, because now, as of this moment, they are making human organs inside you using similar processes because of textiles. Textiles are good. The other side of it, of course, is think of the more creative side. In terms of some of the best runway fashions, those materials, those textiles, they come from walking distance from here. It is made here. And you could be involved in that totally two different sides of textiles. Now, the reason why Tracy Braden really, really likes textiles as an industry and possible jobs for you is the future it's got. So, at the moment, we have to be honest that the textile industry is actually doing more harm to the planet. 10% of global emissions come from textiles. That's not all from Kirklees, it's from everywhere. But it's changing. And the kind of jobs that are there now are about trying to use less energy and to use less material. So whether it's using computers to cut more precisely so you have less waste of fabric, those kind of things are happening now. But it's the jobs that you could be doing. They're the ones that really matter. They're the ones who are interesting because in the future, the kind of stuff we're looking at, the things that you could be getting involved in, are things like, that carbon in the atmosphere is one of the major issues, yeah? We've got too much of it. That's causing pretty much economic, environmental chaos at the moment. Really bad. One thing to do is to try to capture that, to take that and hold it in something. So we are starting early experiments now. Things you could do is to go and to extract carbon from the air, turn it into fibres, and put that into fabrics. Could be in the clothes you're wearing, could be the fabrics around you. But the point is you're capturing carbon. Just something that we as humanity have been trying to do for decades and have been failing at, but textiles is quite possibly one of the main solutions. And not just the air as well. You were upstairs and you probably saw the sea in terms of being filled with plastic, killing wildlife that we've got there. That plastic is now also getting returned into fibres, put into fabrics again. So clearing the air and cleaning the sea. And if we do this, it means textiles are actually going to make the world better. Be involved in that as an industry. Mind you, there's one concern. You've probably heard of artificial intelligence or machine learning. And you might have heard that, you might have from your teachers, from other people, they're just looking a bit nervous because no one really knows what's going to happen. That's true. I've been to quite a few digital conferences recently. I was at one on Monday, and the staff there were going, we don't know what's going to happen next year. Like, they have no idea what the world is going to look like next year with artificial intelligence and the things that it may be used to do. And that's scary for you in terms of thinking, what are you going to do as a job, like, in a few years? Because you've only got, like 5-6 years or whatever before you're getting a job. We're talking about not knowing about next year what's going to happen. So let's think about it this way. When machines and robots started coming into the factories, they had a big effect, and the really low-skilled jobs, quite a lot of those went, and that was a big problem. And as AI is coming in, we're seeing more and more of the medium-skilled jobs disappearing, which is really odd, actually, because some of those jobs, things like being an accountant and so on, they're the kind of things your parents would have been pushing you to do at some point. But they seem to be really in danger now, and they're disappearing because AI can do that. But the higher skilled jobs, those which are more sciencey, or those which are more creative, that human element in it, they, we think, are still safe. And that's why we promote and why we think textiles is a really good future for you, because it has that in it. There's loads of space for you guys to be really techie, really creative, and have a safe, good job. So that's one thing. That's sort of, if you were to go for this, it's good jobs there. But you've got to try to convince the employers to take you on. And your teachers have been too good at their jobs. In that, over the last decade or so, everyone's pretty much getting decent grades now. You're getting roughly the same kind of grades. And with the grade system changing, employers just don't really know how to separate one student from another because you kind of look the same to them. So you need something extra. This is what the employers in textiles think that they want from you. These come from their application forms. So the ones actually ask, which they then ask you in the interview. And actually you look at them, you probably think, well, I can be creative. Like most of you probably know you're creative or you're really good at solving problems. Like these are genuine things you can do. But these employers, they say, you turn up, their first interview, and they ask you the question, you go, give an example when you've been creative in your life. And these young people just go, whoa, and they crumble and they don't know what to say. And it's a plea to teachers, please, when you do this in lesson, which I know you do all the time, you cover all these things on purpose, is to say to your students, this here, this is an example. This is an example of being creative. If you go for a job interview, I want you to say this. Because that's what's missing. You can go further. About your hobbies, what things you do for fun. Because when it comes down to it, that's actually what those employers want to hear. They want to see good grades, and they want to hear what things make you happy, make you excited, things that infuse you. So I do sewing. I sew clothes. Nothing I'm wearing at the moment, but I do that. And even now, at my age, I still bring that up in interviews because it makes me stand out. And it shows, as an example, my creative side. And actually, for the example I give, problem solving as well. And that's just something I did because I enjoy doing it. But it's important in this situation. So think of the things that you do. What do you do which you can use as an example in front of that employer? Because they genuinely want to know. That's the thing that makes each of you individual, makes you different. So if you want to find out more information, you've already had a lot of places, and you'll see some more in a minute. But one of the things you can do is use these postcards. So next to you, somewhere, there's a little red postcard. So look onto your side down there. This is going to cause problems. There you go. Take that. It's yours. So we made these just for you. I know, only you lot pretty much going to need. It's probably not going to go out until next year and next time. But this slide for you to give you an idea of what the textiles industry is like. But more than that, there's actually a whole load of other industries that we think, as Tracy Brady thinks, are the combined authority thing, are good future chances for you, like best bets, good jobs you could be in. We've got a load of these, and they'll keep popping up at your school over the next year. But we've also sent out this poster over here to every school in West Yorkshire, which has it arrived? Have you seen this? It was sent last week, so hopefully you'll have one for this is the Kirklees one, which goes through the kind of jobs that you've got around you. What makes a good job? What are the best bets? Textiles is our spotlight for this region. There are posters for each of the regions of West Yorkshire. If yours doesn't turn up, do ask. It was sent to the careers leader. If you want any more from different regions, just ask. And over on the table over there, which I have sent out to you guys as well, are ones for the main course subjects, and talk about why you need to do those, why they're really important, including for textiles jobs. But most important for you, the easiest thing for you guys to do is to Google future goals. And that's the website that Mayor's put on, which talks about all the different careers that there are available in West Yorkshire. It goes into a lot of detail, and it's got all kinds of resources and videos and all kinds of stuff, more than I can talk about here. But do have a look on there, see what you can find. And that's me. Thank you.